Hello YouTube, I got a package from my friend. She lives in California. It was so much fun. She was live streaming on Saturday, showing the orchid show, streaming from there, and she was shopping and teasing. So I was at work, and on my lunch break I just turned YouTube on and I see she's there shopping. I got so jealous, so I told her, Kira, my friend, you have $150. Can you please spend those to buy me something like rare, something unusual? People who were watching her live stream, they were helping her to shop for me plants. They kind of knew what I like, they knew what I have. So let's see what I have. I have 6 plants in here. When she prints the shipping label out, she always put a picture of 2 friends, 2 girls with their hair made into one braid. That is her trademark. In years, I received so many packages from her because she lives in the right place in California where all the orchids come from, right? So 2 girls with one braid, with one hobby they share. We never met in person, but know each other for 3 years already. She has YouTube channel and she grows orchids outside in South California. She likes species and rare plants. I will leave a link to her channel in the description. Okay, back to the business. Angreacum leonis from Madagascar. Plant with one spike. Hoo-hoo! She paid $30 for this one. I know they were selling ones for $20 with no spike. Beautiful leaves. Oh, there is a second spike on. Lucky me. Each spike can carry up to 7 flowers. Those roots look dry and old, but the new ones coming out. I'm going to plant it in a clay pot into lava rocks, add bark in large pieces and charcoal. I see angreacum roots still have charcoal attached to them. It's good media, it does not decompose. That's how it's going to look when it blooms, and I know it's fragrant. Angreacum leonis likes bright light, plenty of water in growing season, and high humidity. Podangis dactyloceras. This picture Kira sent me via text message and asked, do you want this one with the blooms? It was like a little bit more money. I said, no, I don't want any blooms. I want bloom later because I want to enjoy flowers longer. Plus, I like the challenge to bloom it. While I was waiting on package to come, I was googling all the care tips for my plants. Podangis dactyloceras is native to Africa. I already have one orchid from Africa, Maxillaria. This one, I want to see how roots look like, because what I've read, you have to treat its roots like vandaceous roots. They have to be in a basket or on mount, exposed to the airflow. It does not need very bright light. You can grow it in a semi-shade. And very important to let roots dry between waterings. That's what I read on AOS site. That's why it's very surprise for me to see so much moss growing it like it is a phalaenopsis or bulbophyllum. Roots are not the greatest roots, but there is something we can work with. Well, second orchid she picked also with white flowers. So anybody's watching my channel and has this orchid, please leave a comment, share some tips and secrets. Это paphinia, rugosa. Oh my. Very teeny tiny plant, so fragile. That's a species from Colombia. and related to stanhopias, gangoras. AOS recommends to grow them in baskets with moss. The media has to stay wet always, but still has some air getting through. The right word actually is better to say sphagnum has to stay moist all the time because roots are pretty thin. And looking at paphinia leaves, they're so thin, so gentle. It tells me this orchid will not like bright light. It does not have cattleyas or vandas thick leaves, but look at the big flower. Now it is white and red. Huntlea wallissii. When I was reading about that orchid, I knew it blooms with a big, big red flowers. And actually, there is a picture came with it. Wow, her own portrait. Huntlea wallissii is a species from South America. I'm not sure where the spike's supposed to come from, but looks like this is the only one fan young plant. Yeah, I'm so excited. So many plants, like exotic plants, got into my collection. Kira was shopping from Ecuador. They came to the California show in Huntington and brought their plants with them. That show happened there not even a week ago. Pure joy to see such a strong root system. Huntleas, they don't have pseudobulbs. The leaves look like they are Miltoniopsis or Ansidium leaves, and in the very bottom there is no pseudobulb, and orchid cannot store water or nutrients and will need frequent waterings. Huntlea grows on a long rhizome, and I can see the old piece of it, so which tells me it's better to be mounted if it is creeping plant. I will try to remove that old piece of rhizome, especially it does not do anything for plant, it's already a dead piece. But I don't really like orchids on mounds. I mean, I like them, but prefer potted orchids in my setup. Epidendrum. The epidendrum bracteolatum. My first thought about this plant, it is got wrong tag on it because pseudobulbs or canes look like it is cattleya or dendrobium or encyclia, but not epidendrum, I know. Looks like orchid has roots, but they are so soft, I don't think they are functional. But orchid has plump pseudobulbs with enough nutrients and energy stored in them to provide for orchid till new growth will get new roots for that plant. Pseudobulbs are elongated and jointed. Look, one grows on top of each other, higher and higher and higher. It tells me it will like to grow on mount also. Or I can plant it in a pot with large pieces of bark and charcoal, maybe lava rocks. Will grow epidendrum under cattleya-like conditions. Yep, that's a new eye. Interesting plant, like a mixture between pseudobulb-like encyclia and a tall red stem epidendrum. Love it. Bright light, plenty of water, fertilizing weekly, but weekly. Blooms with white flowers on a long spike, fragrant. And the last plant is Maxillaria molitor, variation orange. Orchids come from Ecuador, grows very high above sea level. It means it likes intermediate to cool conditions, and roots are so thin with a long rhizome. Again, thin roots means frequent watering, and long rhizome means it's better to put on a mound. I believe this plant is a division of a bigger one, bloomed with 4 flowers, and there is a new growth which hopefully will grow fine and bloom for me next fall. Maxillaria molitor likes bright light, and I'm going to put it in my greenhouse where I keep all my cool growing plants. I keep temperature at night not lower than 45 in Fahrenheit. Do you know what those flowers remind me of? Lycaster flowers, huge size. So glad she got this one for me. I was unboxing those plants night before when I came from work, and next morning I woke up at 6 a.m. to plant them before I go to work again, and I make those notes on labels till I learn and remember what conditions they like. I think it takes time for everybody to learn what place to set it and what light to give it, how often to water. Then later it's like ABC for you. You know, this one needs low light. Let it sit dry for a couple days between waterings. Epidendrum bracteolatum I put in a big pot. I did not have any smaller, but half of the media is lava rocks and charcoal and only small bark left. And I even put hydroton in it and pieces of the broken clay pot. All I could find. But we know for an orchid, it does not matter in what to grow. It matters for us how often will we water it. Like this one planted in moss, I don't have to water every day. Moss will retain moist. But the lava rocks, they will be watered every 3 days, especially in my hot growing room under the lights. I put Huntington in a pot. Will watch how it works in my conditions. If it does not work, I will move it into a basket or even mount it. I just noticed all my notes are in English. Don't know why. Russian is much easier for me. And the last one, paphinia rugosa. I hope they grow well for me. And I understand they are not easy plants to grow, but I like challenges. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being with me. Please leave a comment. What do you think about them? I love to read comments. It's all for now. Until next time. Bye bye.